Hey guys, did you see the new Masters of the Universe?
My penis is in peril. Fuck, man. That's a direct quote
Yeah.
of every fucking loser right now, man. What the living fuck? Now, apparently this shit's been brewing for years. For years. Yeah, I guess for years, sort of.
Kind of.
This shit's been brewing for a while anyway. I wasn't aware of it because I don't hang around fucking assholes and losers, except for you. And vice versa.
It's true.
But the point is, I try to keep away from internet fucking drama because it's always a bunch of idiots. No matter which side, idiots.
Yeah.
You know? So I didn't know about this, but as Masters of the Universe fans, in a variety of forms, we were aware that this Masters of the Universe Revelation was going to come out on Netflix, and we were like, well, we got to see that, right? So it's because of that we became aware that, wait a minute, there's a whole a fucking sector, subsection of the fandom that's up in arms. And I quote, dude, I can't believe this is a quote.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a classic quote. You thought that my penis quote was overdone.
Which was also a quote, by the way. I can't believe I actually read someone's comment that says that the new Masters Universe is, quote, an attack on our manhood and testosterone. First of all, that sucks. That sentence is asshole. Just like the sentence that I just said was asshole, only worse.
I feel like if anything, if you feel threatened by a cartoon, if your testosterone and manhood feels threatened by a cartoon, you suck balls. Yeah. I was trying to cut down their manhood by that, but no, you just suck balls, guy.
There's a lot of ball sucking going on because according to these guys, they would rather have giant oily men 24/7 rather than, God forbid, there be a woman in the story and you know, that be the thrust of the story for what. Look, guy, it gets to, I've said this before, but it gets to the point where this bitching is just gay.
It's pretty
And I don't
gay.
mean that in an offensive way to people that are actually gay. I just mean it's fucking gay that a bunch of dudes are like, oh, there's a woman, I'm offended. Look, I get it. Like, I'll give you a great example of something that I was like, that sucks. Marvel Comics for the last decade has been doing some fucking overt bullshit pandering to PC crowds, and it sucks. Because it's blatant and lame and uncreative. I get that. But not every fucking thing that has a woman in it that decides, hey, let's try this character out. Let's tell a story through a different point of view. Not everything that does that is, 100% like, oh, we're gonna fucking destroy your fucking balls.
Your testosterone.
Yeah, what is that, man? I said this before too, and I'll say it again because somebody was talking about this in some video that we need to go back to the old style and this and that, and I'm like, dude, if fucking they released Alien today, everybody would be like, oh, that's some SJW shit.
It's true.
Like, dude,
T2, they'd be like, why she's such a bitch, which was a thing for this one.
We'll talk about that. Fucking shit, man. It's just pathetic, dude. It's just fucking lame. Now, before, and if somebody drops in that's never been to our channel, oh, you just must be a bunch of SJW jerks. Really? Yeah, this is the channel where we were talking about fucking wanting to fuck chicks and how hot they are and all that shit.
Our most viewed videos are all about porno.
Or penises.
Yeah, we're always talking about sucking each other's asses.
Yeah, look.
Maybe not that one.
This, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We're not trying to go out there and be disrespectful to everybody, but there's a middle ground, and look, at the end of the day, if you actually watch the fucking show, you'll realize that, oh, they just told a good damn story. It's a damn good story arc. Using characters that hardly ever got used because, newsflash, jerks.
Newsflash, asshole.
Fucking MOTU, the original cartoon series, sucks. I'm fucking sorry. I love MOTU as much as the next guy. I grew up with MOTU, man. In my heyday.
I hear your MOTU stood for mega old under titties, though. So maybe...
Mo-ut?
Oh, shit, I messed up. No?
Mo-ut, yes, right, Mo-ut.
I messed up that one.
Wrong MOTU because it's Mo-ut.
Mega old tit order. Nope.
Nope. Moto? Yeah. Just drop that one.
Yeah,
but anyway, look, I grew up with fucking MOTU, man. You know, just like a lot of 80s kids.
Toys and the cartoon.
I hated MOTU back then in the cartoon form. It just sucked. It was corny. It was for really young kids.
Yeah.
There was no good storytelling. All that was cool in it was that guy looks cool, that chick looks cool, that monster looks cool, and sometimes they fight, and occasionally you get an idea of like how cool they could be if the stories didn't suck nuts, which they did. If you are gonna sit there and tell me that you fucking love the shit out of MOTU without nostalgia glasses, the original series I'm talking about,
cartoon,
then you're a fucking lying turd or super dumb. I'm sorry, man. It's not a good show. It's not, but it's a great property.
One of my favorite things that I've seen happened with two properties, TMNT and He-Man, is when I went to look for the complete sets on Amazon, and one of the comments on top, one of the reviews on top was like, "Man, I got these excited to revisit them, and they were crap.
Yes,
they're really bad."
When you're not frothed up with nostalgia, when you're not frothed up with nostalgia, or trying to desperately cling to some fucking claims that some other douchebag said, now you're bandwagoning. The fact of the matter is that I'm sorry, but the original series sucks. But it's a great property. Why? Because it captured kids' imaginations with these characters. And that's why, in my opinion, and this is strictly opinion, in my opinion, for me, the best thing about MOTU as a kid was owning the toys, because I could make up the stories. I had the basics of the characters, and I could make up the stories that satisfied me as a kid. Because the fucking show sucked nut. I'm sorry, it sucked. And I agree, again, a lot of people like it as a kid. That's cool, man. I like garbage as a kid, too. You know? But as a MOTU fan, the toys always stuck with me, and I think that's really where the fandom is at, because they realize these toys are fucking, they're just iconic. They're like, you know, they're American icons, these toys. So really, when the show 2000X came along and the toys that accompanied it, that for me was a way better iteration of something that I thought was cool looking but really sucked ass in the past.
Yeah.
2000X was cool. I don't think there's a lot of MOTU fans or people that have come across it that think it sucks. I think most people think it's cool. I think the resulting merchandise was cool. I think that's across the board for most people. But
guess what? That even came with time, because at the time it was a failure.
Yeah,
or, you know, not a big success.
Unfortunately, people didn't see, or I should say kids didn't see it.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because it catered more to adults. Okay? So, or not adults, but it catered for an older audience.
Yeah.
You know? So, here they come with Masters of the Universe Revelation, which is targeted at fans and an older audience, a more mature audience.
Well, I don't want to derail you. Continue.
Yeah, so this was the announcement. There was initial excitement, of course. Kevin Smith latched onto it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But before anybody makes this fucking claim.
That's what I was about to say.
You love Kevin Smith. Oh, no.
Nah.
Go ahead and go look at our fucking Kevin Smith rants.
We took a lot of shit from that review on the reboot for calling it crap.
Now, I'm not going to say we took a lot of shit, because there was a lot of support.
But there was also a lot of... I would say that's the one we got the most pushback from, because people actually saw it and were like, oh, these guys suck.
We did get a little pushback, yeah. But the point is, Kevin Smith lovers we are not. Now, we liked his old stuff, and it has its place in our heart, the old Askewniverse stuff, but there was a point in time where Kevin Smith just sucked from that point forward.
Unfortunately.
With a few exceptions, like Red State, I think is actually pretty good. And I'm a fan of Tusk, despite its weirdness, and obviously it's not a fantastic movie, but it is weird enough for me to like it. But anybody that doesn't like it, I don't bemoan them that, because it's a fucking stupidly weird movie. But really, Kevin Smith has sucked nuts. I hate Yoga Hosers. I hate Cop Out. I hate a lot of his... I hate kind of what he's become.
Yeah.
Like this weird shill for anything that's nerddom. I don't hate the man, but I hate kind of what he's become. It almost seems very insincere.
It does, yeah, I agree.
Even if he is sincere, it seems insincere.
I got to say that I had like no real... I mean, I
wanted
to see it, you know, because I've been buying the figures, and I'm like, I'm kind of curious, you know. Mm-hmm. But I had no real excitement, because I was like, oh man, Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
I've seen his action shit, you know, with the Flash episodes he did and stuff like that.
It was bad.
It's bad. It's really bad. like you said, his recent movies have been freaking caca on a stick. Some of the worst things we've seen with Reboot.
Reboot, fucking shit.
And then that thing came out recently that people found that quote of him being like, "I don't like MOTU." And I was kind of like, "Oh, that's good. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be
the old fucking piece of shit series." I'm sorry.
Not even that. It was just like, well, it's good. Maybe Kevin Smith's not gonna be involved. Maybe it'll actually be good. So no, it wasn't the Kevin Smith is involved and thus we love it thing. For
we're
sure.
not Kevin Smith fans for a long time.
I expected this kind of to suck or be like whatever. Even like when you told me you saw it, I was like, oh yeah, did it suck? Which granted is my go-to when you see something, but it was kind of a sincere like, did it suck?
I was very shocked at how much I liked this show. One, for the aforementioned reason, Kevin Smith, he just ain't doing it for me for over a decade, way over a decade. Yeah. He just has not done it for me. So that was not a thing. That was not a thing we were excited for. I can't even say I was excited for the series. I was just interested because MOTU is a thing that I've liked in one form or another. Toy, sometimes a show version, sometimes a comic version, whatever. I've liked the property. So I was interested to see where it goes. Did I have any hopes? No. One, Kevin Smith was involved. Two, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which I just avoid watching, really, for the most part. Even if there's something good, I'll be like, God damn it, Netflix, though. Occasionally I'll indulge and be surprised, but really most of the time.
And then they'll cancel the show like 3 seasons in on a cliffhanger.
I just don't want to fuck with Netflix. So, I was, there's that. I just wasn't. But the MOTU thing, hey, was like, I got to see it to see what's up. So, I did watch it. And before I watched it, I was just shocked at how much the net was inundated. Inundated with people making a decision before they'd seen it. One, that this was gonna suck, and two, the claims they were making. Like,
it's funny,
unfounded claims. One, two, the founded the claims with some basis were almost desperate. Or, to me personally, and this is a personal thing, and I think you'll maybe agree with me. I don't give a fuck about certain things, and one of the big things people were using before they even watched the show was Kevin Smith lied. This is not gonna be He-Man's show. This, there's a variety of things he lied about, quote unquote. Honestly, I can't say that 100% of those things he lied because we haven't seen the full series yet. This is part fucking 1, and it's clear
setting up something
that there's something being set up. So there's that. And honestly, if the quality continues the way it is, I don't give a fucking shit if he lied. Because it's fucking good. Look, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. I love 2000X, but this is the best writing MOTU has had in animation form. We can immediately exclude the OG show, because it fucking sucked. I'm sorry, it sucked. It's a kid's show that licks nostalgia and all that shit, but whatever, it sucks. All right? 2000X, cool as hell, but this is way superior writing to it. The characters, they're so rich. Characters that you didn't expect to give a shit about previously, that were just there for, selling a toy. They're actually fucking cool. Like, a spoiler if you haven't seen it, and a lot of people that may hate it already haven't seen it, because if they saw it, they'd have to reluctantly admit, even if it was just inside, damn, that was kind of cool. Like Roboto dying, I was like, wow, that was cool. I never thought I'd give a flying shit about a fucking one of the toys that I thought sucked.
Yeah, it's funny because after that episode, I was like, man, I wish I would have gone Roboto figure for the origins.
It's just a fucking badass story, okay? So, like, look, if you haven't seen it or you want to see it, the story setup is cool sounding, after many fucking lame attempts like he did in the original series. And this is not a continuation of the OG series, by the way. And it's not a continuation of 2000X. Why? Because they don't have the rights to the OG series. And they just weren't going to do the 2000. I don't know if the rights issues there was a thing too. This is a continuation based off of kind of like our
ideas,
cumulative fan head lore. There's certain ideas and concepts about these characters that we just instinctually know. Somebody that's never watched He-Man can just watch this fucking show and understand everything. Why? Because these characters are kind of like piece of Americana now. It's kind of like, I explained it to you, kind of like Archie. Not everybody reads Archie, Not that there's a lot of substance in Archie, mind you, but generally people understand who these characters are. Why? Because they're a piece of, like, American culture. So, same with the fucking He-Man. You can understand this show if you've never seen any fucking He-Man anything. Or Masters of the Universe anything. Okay? But, yeah, look, the show starts with a great premise, which honors the timeless tradition of Skeletor being a lame loser that never fucking wins because his plots suck, and, of course, the good guys always come on top. But here it starts with he's finally found out what the true power of Grayskull is, and he basically tricks He-Man into this final cataclysmic battle where He-Man has to make a self-sacrifice or give up the universe to Skeletor's evil. And he dies in the first episode. I can already hear the people crying.
All the penises going, oh.
Yeah, many a lame loser penis shriveled at that very point. But this is the impetus to something awesome, because that gives way to a journey. Because as it turns out, Superman... He-Man's sacrifice ended up being kind of a double-edged sword, pun intended. Why? Because his death, and the removal of the power sword, ended up draining slowly and eventually the magic from the universe that this lore exists in. So we time hop forward into what becomes this need to reinstate the power of the power sword, man, of magic, because everything's just draining in this fucking universe. So this means that figures have to be rethought, and new alliances are forged that you never thought would be forged. Characters are restructured in a way that's fucking interesting, man. You know, it led to a cool ass journey. A journey you knew was gonna end up with fucking He-Man coming back. Now, granted, there's a fucking cliffhanger where he gets mad stabbed him when he comes back.
Super dead after they told him, they're like, homie, you're not gonna be able to come back to heaven.
But guess what? Even if he comes back from that or not, doesn't fucking matter, because the setup was fucking badass, man. I'm sorry, but this show is fucking cool, man. The animation rocks. The action is fucking awesome. Let's just face those facts right there. The character designs, the art, the artwork is fucking amazing. The voice cast is fucking top notch, by the way, across the board. It's
they got Tony Tranny Todd in there.
Yeah, Tony Tranny Todd's all up in that piece. It's fantastically directed. It's just badass, man.
It's kind of
top to bottom.
It's kind of interesting because you mentioned obviously it has superior writing than the Feces that was the OG. That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
But there is some actually pretty good writing for a cartoon, and it doesn't mean it kind of like completely doesn't use cartoonish writing, because it does. Like especially with He-Man, he's very much corny, you know, and like intentionally so, mind you. The little bit he's in there, but it does have very cartoony writing. It doesn't feel like it thinks it's too good for itself. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
It's just good cartoon writing. You know, you still have the jokes. You still have Adam being kind of a loser, where He-Man's like this archetypal fucking superhero.
Yeah.
In fact, it's probably the most superhero-esque he's felt, because he's more, during the series after his death, he's seen more in memories than not. Which, by the way, feed the story fantastically and feed the character of Teela fantastically. A lot of people bitching about fucking Teela, but she was pretty fucking badass. People, oh God forbid she should have a fucking hairstyle that a hairstyle that matches kind of like the fucking style of this fucking show.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, she's got a freaking SJW hair. So what? Shut the fuck up, man. What the fuck? If anything, the hair is kind of like representative of this rebellious stance that she's taken. Really, her character, and surprisingly, all the characters around her, they get a lot more to do than I've ever seen them do. They have excellent exchanges. Like, Evil Lynn became a favorite character of mine in this. And Orko was cool for once. Guy.
Orko doesn't suck, homie.
Orko has always sucked, and he didn't suck in this, man. Oh, Orko fucking dies. That's another thing people are bitching about. Really? All of a sudden you're fucking an Orko fan, sucking his Orko cock? Come on, guy. Everybody knows fucking Orko licks. Guess what? He doesn't lick here. He's actually fucking cool, and his death is actually badass. For once, Orko didn't blow fucking huge pendulous nuts, and you fuckers are crying about it? The fuck, man?
Yeah.
Fucking cool-ass Orko for once, man. Can we have that? But he forged a relationship with Evil Lyn that was actually kind of cool, man. They forged a bond that was actually pretty interesting.
And it's done in like one episode, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot that happens in these episodes.
It really, if you watch these episodes back to back, it's a movie. It's part one of a movie. You know, it's just 2 hours and a half to watch it. And it plays directly. But yeah, they work episodically. They work together. There's just a nice, consistent serial flow to it, which is something that I think really benefits sword and sorcery type of fucking story, man. It really fucking worked. So what do you want to add, man? I've been fucking blabbering on because honestly, I've been fucking just agog for days at people.
Just to go back to the lose fest. That is everybody who's crying about. Well, not everybody. If you didn't like it, that's fine. But you know,
we're specifically talking about the blind hate.
Yeah,
losers.
If you're blindly hating, then come on, guy. Just to give more credence. Clear water, if you will,
Revival?
to the pre-hate. I saw, I'm in a couple of MOTU groups because I am collecting the figures. I saw like people crying about the fact that Tila has like a black friend, like before the show even came out. You know when they showed the first pictures, that was a thing. Like, oh, she has a black friend. She must be gay. Oh, it's like, what is this? My favorite lame outrage, which I mentioned today, which I thought was maybe a joke, but now I'm thinking it wasn't, was people crying about Orko not having sleeves and the O on his shirt, his little thingy.
That right there, that right there, man. That right there shows you how lame these complaints are.
Yeah.
You fucking dumbasses literally did a Chris Chan.
That's literally what Chris Chan did for
his arms are fucking the wrong color, or in this case, doesn't have fucking sleeves.
Yeah.
This is how stupid these complaints have gotten. Look, there's rooms for complaints in any fucking form of entertainment. I get it. But really? Is this how far you've gone to just try to fucking destroy this fucking thing? You know, shit. That's lame, man. That's the epitome of fucking lame.
Loser.
Oh, fuck that. Yes, his arms are disgusting, but I would rather him have no fucking sleeves and be cool than an annoying piece of shit with sleeves. Also, he does have the O. He doesn't have the O after the fact. Yeah. After, come on, man. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do see the old, like, these are supposed to be, time has passed. Like,
yes.
It's like, come on, guy.
Fucking shit, man. Just fucking lame. Also, by the way, look, I get the complaints about race swapping. It could be fucking pathetic at times. You know what I'm saying? There's certain times when it's not. Like, I don't know, Falcon becoming Captain America. That's earned. Why? Because if you read the comics, I'm not talking about the fucking movies. I haven't seen the show yet or whatever the fuck. But the point is, in the comics, that's earned because there's a history there and there's a reason, and it's a title being passed on. There can be a time for that character to exit and somebody else take the mantle. Batman, if there's ever a passing of the mantle, that's a character that has earned him going, I'm not going to do this anymore. And there's plenty of people that could take that mantle and go, I'm the one that's doing it now.
Yeah.
And people can fucking bicker about that. But there's a way to do it, and it really doesn't matter. There's an unearned way to do it and be like, what the fuck? Now, some people are bitching because, yes, this character is introduced, and like, they're going, oh, the diversity thing. And like, guys, have you looked around in the world? There's people that are not, there's different colors of fucking people, man.
Especially, like, in this cartoon where everybody's, like, a different species almost.
Yes.
This
is not a big character. This is probably not a character you've ever cared about. And, they gave a little diversity in that. I'd understand that they'd be like, oh, He-Man's, like, super black now. Okay, why? That would be weird. But this is literally, like, a tertiary character that I guarantee you never given a fucking shit about or a second thought about. And they're like, well, that's a safe way to add diversity. And then, I don't know, give the character actual substance like they do in the show. That's pretty cool. I don't see the problem with that. A lot of people were bitching about the fucking King Grayskull being black. Oh, now that means He-Man is black. There's no indication in this series, which, by the way, is not linked to the other series,
that's
that he is a forefather of He-Man. He's just a champion of Eternia.
Yeah, it's the thing. They do kind of like play a little loose with some of the characters. Like it really isn't part of any lore.
It's not. I
do feel that maybe that was a mistake to say like this is a continuation of the old cartoon, which I know Kevin Smith said a couple times. That was probably foolish, but also who gives a shit?
Yes, I agree. Yes, Kevin Smith probably fearfully being like, if I say the wrong thing, these motherfuckers are gonna.
That's probably what it was, honestly. Yeah.
But he made a mistake in saying lies, basically. You know, not all of them are lies, but a lot of them are lies. You know, but who gives a shit? It's fucking cool. It doesn't fucking matter if to me it doesn't fucking matter. I'd rather enjoy something than be like, oh, he lied to me and use that as an excuse. Fuck that shit. Fuck that fool. You know what I'm saying? He's been asked for years. I don't care what he says. As long as he produces something that's cool, fine, that's cool. It's actually cool, man, for once. Yeah. You know, can't say that about his comics, which he abandoned or turned into fucking shit.
Or gave everybody AIDS. Oh, that's another thing. If you're worried no one gets AIDS in this,
no one.
I know that's Kevin Smith's go-to to add drama to something.
There are deaths, but they actually fucking are cool in this fucking thing. They have a meaning. They serve as an impetus. They serve as something to push the story forward. Not cheap deaths. Unless you're super invested in fucking Laymore. That's a character, right? Whatever the fuck, man. I just don't understand why people will latch on to a bandwagon and not watch something without having all those ideas from somebody else in their fucking head and going, oh yeah, look, if you want to be offended and see SJW in this, you will, because you're gonna be like, oh, the chick is a fucking the lead. Oh, He-Man died. But you're not gonna see why.
There's a couple lines that if you're an idiot, you could misconstrue as that, but they make sense in the story.
Yes.
They're not thrown in there just to be thrown in there. There's even kind of a line that, or like an exchange of words that feels like kind of like a premonition to what happened. You know, they're just like, if you look for something, if you look for to hate in something, you'll find it, or something like. I don't remember what it was. I'm bad at quoting, but it kind of felt like, damn, homie, they know that this is gonna ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, if you are dead set on this being an attack on your manhood, then you're gonna fucking read into things that are frankly and honestly not fucking there. Yeah. I'm just sorry, man. You know, they're just not fucking there.
You know, people crying about Tila being a bitch or whatever.
Oh my god.
I mentioned this while we were watching, and I hadn't even finished the show, and I was like, how many times have we seen this kind of character in stuff?
That's a dude.
That's a dude, and everybody's like fine with it. Like, she's basically Mad Max in this.
Yes.
And I was like, this is basically just that kind of character. This is a character type that exists. But now it's a chick, and you're the cartoon that you like.
And now you're mad. It goes back to that old fucking thing where, you know, if a woman speaks up, and, you know, I've been in management positions where there were obviously both sexes in the fucking room, and I can attest to, if a woman spoke up, many a dude, I'll include myself back in the day, would roll their eyes like, oh shit, the fucking bitch, you know. If a woman spoke up, it sounded bitchy.
Yeah.
To you know, some of the dudes, most of the dudes. That's exactly the fucking response that several people had, and I was like, first of all, I'm over that stage of my life. Like, I get that, you know, dudes don't like chicks to sound assertive, or because God, you know, yeah. Well, guess what? They're fucking people too. They can sound assertive if they want to. And yes, sometimes they can be bitches. This character literally feels betrayed. And on top of that, oh God, man, there was this one loser that was like, oh, she sounded like such a bitch. She couldn't get over the fact that that Adam had lied to her about being He-Man. Because that's one of the driving points in their relationship here. Because, you know, she didn't know that. But it's not that. You don't even... The show even fucking explains it to you if you're a moron.
There's an entire episode dedicated to that.
Yes. If you're an idiot that didn't get it the first time, the show explains it to you. Multiple times.
Yeah.
You know, it's more about her, yes, feeling betrayed, but also the implications of Adam having gone. His sacrifice meant a lot of fucking responsibility was on her, and he trusted her. And she's fucking angry because she does not have the confidence, this belief in herself, to take up what he left behind. I think that's a pretty cool way to introduce us to this character, to show us where she can go. And yes, a very good reason for her to be upset. And they played it very fucking well, by the way. But no, God forbid you should fucking wait for a story to be told. You're just going to be pissed before you see it. It's just, I'm tired of it, dude, man. You know, we're a channel where we hyperbolize our reactions to sometimes. Sometimes we get angry about stupid fucking bullshit. Yes, it's all in fun for us, though. You know?
Yeah.
This is just pathetic, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't like to bring this type of shit up in the channel, like, but it's lame, man. It's lame.
It's really like, yeah, it's lame that you can't make, like, just imagine being the dude that put, not Kevin Smith, because, you know, he sucks.
Yeah.
But imagine being the dude that actually put this together, clearly put a lot of care into something, and it does not even out, and everybody's there like, oh, I hate it!
Yep.
Put yourself in those shoes, actually create something, and imagine someone hating it before you freaking, they even give it a chance.
We've heard people
like, it's easy to hate something. It's hard to freaking create something and actually put something that you care into something. And put it, something that you care about, out into the world.
And what I'm shocked about this show is, by the way, you can see a lot of people say that Kevin Smith was just a face that they were using to promote the show. You can see his input in this. The first episode, which he wrote, is very Kevin Smith. In fact, it's also the most comic booky character of them all. You could easily see that being a comic book. The way they speak, the transitions, everything. And it's great in that regard. You know, you could see Kevin Smith's footprint in this. And shockingly, he withheld himself from doing some of the lamer things he's done. You know, and a lot of it has to do with that there's a writer's room that can curtail that and all that shit and put his ideas down in a good way. And then we all know that there's another dude that's running this shit with him, really. You know? But what I can tell you 100%, though Kevin Smith, it was revealed that he didn't really give a shit about He-Man in the past, I can tell you 100% that he gave a shit about He-Man going forward. That can happen, guys.
That's another thing. Like, maybe he did say that in the past, and apparently he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I didn't give a shit about well, that's a lie. But I didn't give a shit about buying Master of the Universe figures, you know, for a long time. I even told myself I'm not going to get these Origins figures that came out, you know, because, like, I don't really want to get into that. I really just liked them from when I was a kid, seeing them on the shelves, the 2000X version. There's no real attachment. I convinced myself that. Cut to me having almost every character in the stupid skull. You can change your mind, guys. Like, what the shit?
Yeah, look, man.
It's been years.
I'm going to tell you right now. I don't like slasher movies. That's a lie. I'm a horror fan. I like plenty of slasher movies. But it's my least favorite subgenre. In horror, if I had to put one subgenre last, it would definitely be slasher movies. Why? Because I find them uncreative. I find them cheap. And then there's a charm in that. Don't get me wrong. Every now and then I'll pop a slasher movie and have a fun old time. But really, they're the lamest version of a fucking horror movie. Especially if they're not made right. You know? It's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? However, I was tapped by a friend to write a slasher movie. He was like, yo, I trust in your writing. Write this script for me. Here's the basics. Do what you will with it. And you know what? Just that made me want to write it. And I invested time into it and care into it. And I wrote a script that by the end I was like, I really like the shit out of this. And yeah, I put my stank all over that. So it's something else besides a slasher movie. But it's a slasher movie. And it was something that it's a subgenre I don't fucking care about. But I cared about it because somebody gave me this thing and said, I want you to care about it. And that's what they did with fucking Smith. And you could tell that he gives a shit about the character, at least telling a good story.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if he doesn't care about the property, he cared enough to make a good story. So who gives a shit?
Also, we are MOTU fans. I don't give a shit about the OG cartoon. It sucks. But I'm still a fucking MOTU fan because I loved the fucking toys as a kid. I love the new toys. I like 2000X up the ass. And I guess what? I fucking love the shit out of this cartoon so far. It could go downhill in part 2. But so far, fucking badass, man. So let's talk about the cartoon a little bit. We've ranted enough.
Let me just say one last thing.
Okay.
I didn't mention this, and I don't think I mentioned this on our review, but this was kind of a fear that about the Zack Snyder movement, that it would embolden
a bunch of
crybabies. Obviously, that was a very different set of events, and that they actually had the movie, and the vision was tempered.
Right.
But I feel like most people would just be like, we can cry and get our way. Obviously, we'd seen it before with like the Sonic thing and everything, but now that actual campaign to change something has done something, I foresee this crybabiness getting way worse.
Going up, yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we're Zack fans, but
yeah,
that's kind of a downside to what happened.
For us, look, we really wanted to see the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League because we did like his we saw where he was going, and we were like, geez, maybe if we wait and we get this fucking full story, that'd be cool. And guess what? It was for a lot of people. Obviously, there's people that still don't like it, but that's beside the point. The point is, we were just happy to get it.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna get approval to ever continue, but we got something, and that's it. That's not a reason to go out and bitch about something else to get your way. Because I will stand and die on this fucking hill about this. And I've said it many a time before. I know it's caught the interest of certain people like Miles. A person's art is a person's art.
Yes.
It is not your fucking decision to make up their mind for what they're doing with the art. Now, a lot of people are very, 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 very territorial about stuff that has been given to us by other people. In this case, MOTU. There's been other iterations by other people. Okay, so they feel very protective and territorial about that. And God forbid you should do something different. But you know what? I say fuck you to that too, man.
Yeah.
If I don't like...
I agree.
Yeah.
Because one thing that was very disheartening is I was also in a lot of Zack Snyder groups or like DCEU groups. And the one thing that I kept seeing was, now that we got this movie, we'll dismiss everything else. Let's shit on Suicide Squad that's coming out. Like, I understand being kind of...
disappointed that you're not getting more.
Yeah, or like or questioning something, like I think we're a little like iffy about how Flash is going to be. It makes sense because WB is still in control, but just because you're not getting what you're getting, now you're being a piece of shit, and now you're going and freaking review bombing everything else. You've lived up to the toxic stereotype that they gave you originally, and I was just like, this sucks. I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing.
Obviously, not everybody, but when people suck each other's cocks constantly on these comic things, that's what you see. You see people become shit, basically.
Yeah, and that's what's going on with Masters of Universe Revelation. People are review bombing the shit out of it, even in places where nobody fucking cares to review shit, like Google reviews. Yeah, all of a sudden there's a million reviews for something. Yeah. Like fucking shit, so transparent. Look, man, there's other people in the fucking universe besides you, and
you have your shitty cartoon. If you like that, that's cool. You don't have to watch this.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it. But the fact of the matter is, this is what really kills me, man. This is what really kills me. If they just gave up trying to fucking fight a fight before they ever fucking had to, and just made up their own mind and just watched it, they'd probably enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, because they've decided that that's the hill they're gonna die on. But I'm always open to experiencing something and making up my own mind about it. And I made up my own mind about this, and it fucking rules. And I had fun. And I wish more of these people just fucking shut the fuck up, watch, make up their own mind. Stop listening to some loser that feels butthurt. The moment you start listening to fucking assholes like the Quartering and shit like that,
dude,
you're out, man. Because guess what? Those motherfuckers are crying about SJW this, SJW that. Hey, yeah, there are SJWs that suck fucking nuts. There's tons of them. But guess what? You're acting the exact same way
now,
on the other end of the spectrum.
You're just as bad. You're the guy that's going, my penis is in trouble.
Yeah, man.
That's awful, dude.
Yes,
shut up.
You're the literal embodiment of
Yeah.
fucking shut up. You sound so fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying?
It's like I'm very comfortable saying doing gay jokes and shit. Constantly call myself homo or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because you are, but
well, yeah, obviously. But also, I'm pretty comfortable with my sexuality. You know, like I'm whatever I am. I don't give a shit. If I was like a super straight dude that was always like, oh, all these gays suck balls. Then, well, I guess they do. It would be like. It's like those freaking politicians that try to pull all these anti-gay things, and then it comes out that they've been sucking man weenies like 24/7. There's something a little sus about you crying about your manhood over a freaking cartoon, guy. Is all I'm saying. I'm not calling you gay, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of sus.
Yeah, you know, I get, like I said, sometimes, you know, I get. I'll give you a great example. You know, when Iron Man was kind of taken out of the picture in the comics, and then they all of a sudden just dropped in this Ironheart chick, Riri, whatever the fuck her name is. I was like, what is that? Where did this person come from? It was super sudden and kind of just like out of nowhere, you know? I felt that was a little unearned. Like, they couldn't even build up a fucking character long enough for this to feel, you know? To the opposite, there was, of course, Falcon. He's been there for years. There's a rapport between the characters. It's not some just random schmo they're dropping in going, oh, by the way, this guy was a friend. Hush style.
Dude,
you know, it was earned. But the Ironheart thing.
It's not reserved just to this race thing. Like, it happens on other stuff. Like Hush, for example. Yeah.
The Ironheart thing was one of those things where I was like, what? I get it. There's instances where this shit happens. And yes, that sucks. But this is not one of those instances. No, I'm fucking sorry, man. No. This is just a cool-ass fucking story that fucking rocks. And you're fucking frankly missing out on it if you don't watch it, man. You know?
The only reason I think that, well, other than it's pretty funny watching a grown man cry about a cartoon, admittedly. But the only reason where I think even ranting about it is because now it may affect the second part. And that sucks. Yeah. I don't think it will. I mean, animation takes forever. I'm sure they're knee deep in that ass.
They're already animating the second part.
Yeah, so, but it's like, come on, guy. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Look at the last time people bitched about something and it affected something. What's that? Well, it happens a lot nowadays. Yeah. Like, can we just let artists do whatever the fuck? And if
you don't like that version, there'll be another version.
If they fuck it up, okay. Who cares? If it's a big, like you say, if there's it's a big ass popular IP, you're gonna get another version.
Yeah.
The point is, can we just let them do what they do? Can we stop assuming that we know better than them? We may. If you do, go out and make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Climb until you get there to make one. But in the meantime, you know, I'll take a shitty fucking movie from some loser director like I don't know, Michael Bay. Oh, yeah. As if he wanted to make that shitty movie that he made, Michael Bay. I'm just assuming it's shitty because it's Michael Bay.
Yeah.
But it's his.
That's fine.
Then I stand by that. That's his. You wanted to make that shitty movie, guy? Then that's cool. I can stand by that. I won't like your shitty movie, but I'll stand by it. But I'm not going to sit there and go, Michael Bay, change your movie.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I might be like, I wish it would have been this way or that way because then it wouldn't have sucked. Yeah, but I'm not going to rip this motherfucker down.
There's a difference between critique and saying, this sucks balls for these reasons, and crying and being like, change it now! Demanding something to be changed, or for someone to lose their job or something over a cartoon is lame.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but be sensible about your critique.
Yes, that's the thing, man. I'm not even saying like this thing. But don't be swayed by this.
Watch it at least.
And it's such groupthink, dude. Yeah, such group. It's an echo chamber, a bunch of guys. It might as well be an orgy at this point. There's not enough dudes in this. It sounds gay if you read these things, but whatever. The point is, it's a bunch of groupthink. It's the same thing that they complain about it with SJW's echo chamber bullshit. Only it's this shit.
Yep.
And it just sucks, man. And you might be saying, "Oh, here you are talking about, don't say this about that. Don't say this about that." You know. But here you are saying this about this group of people. Yes,
because they suck.
Because you're not a fucking artistic thing.
Yes.
You're a bunch of fucking assholes just crying about something. That's not art. I can fucking rant about all that I want. But, the point is, just let the fucking artist do the fucking thing. If it sucks, whatever. If it doesn't, but make your own fucking mind up, man.
Yeah.
It just fucking sucks that
anything comes out that someone decides is gonna suck, and suddenly everybody is like, "Oh, I agree with that guy," even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, man. You know, it should have been a good time for all Masters fans.
I know.
To be like, damn, we got something, and it was good, and they took time to do all this stuff. The fan service in this is fucking insane, man. You know, they fit in so much stuff, and it doesn't feel forced. It's just kind of like, damn, that was really fun to see. And just cool takes on characters that have never been on screen before. Actually given some sort of substance, you know? And it still has that feeling of like, damn, I really want to buy the toy of this. They somehow managed to do that and also make a viable, cool, substantial story, you know? If they just fucking took a time to watch, they'd enjoy it. Or even if you don't, at least make your own fucking mind without clowning your fucking sight with all that other nonsense. Anyway, I said we were going to talk about the fucking cartoon real quick. Thoughts on the cartoon?
It's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. I like the different takes on things, despite not really having an attachment to these characters. You kind of, like you said, you kind of know that there's being different takes going on. I like Triclops, whatever's going on with him. There's kind of like this kind of weird religion thing going on, yeah.
That, by the way, is the second episode where they really focus on Triclops, and he's leading this in the wake of Skeletor's death. He's kind of like turned face on the ideals of Skeletor, and he's built up this techno cult that worships the idea of technology over magic that has failed him.
I kind of like. It's funny how they use that kind of like obviously as a religion thing, you know, like all these people who are against, faith or whatever, God, and they're just like, oh, I'm all about science, but they turn that group into literally a religion in the cartoon. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty cool. Also, by the way they do that in that entire episode, it's a very clear and intentional ode to a portion of Conan the Barbarian. Namely, the part where they're saving the princess from that tower and they're stealing the gem at the same time. That part of Conan the Barbarian, the original one, the one that rules, not the shitty Jason Momoa one. Very clear. So that, as a Conan the Barbarian fan, I thought that was fucking awesome. But yeah, really cool take on Triclops, who, by the way, before was just whatever. Really like that myself. Merman, cute.
Merman's cute, yeah. He's got no armor. Tony Todd as Scareglow, he gets like a whole episode basically, and is cool. Sucking off fear.
I really liked what they did with Roboto. You know, they really changed up his thing, but they basically made him a creation of Man-at-Arms and kind of like by default a de facto brother to Tila. And again, I said it earlier, I never thought I'd give a shit about Roboto, much less Roboto self-sacrificing.
Was a good death.
It was cool, man. It was actually kind of touching. It was really cool. Tila is fucking badass, man. You know, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. She's fucking cool. You know, I felt her plight.
They're obviously setting something up with Tila. There's this secret that keeps being mentioned that they never tell. She gets like these weird markings on her face. It's pretty interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. I know they don't have the rights, and they are kind of twisting a lot of the lore, but it kind of seems like a She-Ra thing, even though I know they don't have the rights to that. But they are playing super loose with the freaking lore, so you never know.
Yeah, it was really cool what they did with her. I'm surprised Orko didn't suck balls. Man-at-Arms, my boy, is fucking badass.
Yeah, Man-at's pretty rad.
He's always been my boy, and he continues to be my boy.
He finally lived up to his coolness that you built up in my mind as a kid.
Told you. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, they actually finally fulfilled that. The action is pretty fucking spectacular. Each episode kind of like builds up to an eventual action set piece. And it's really cool animation, man. There's the fight with Merman. When he's swiping towards the camera. It's just really cool animation that's very cinematic looking, which is pretty fucking rad to see.
It's got surprisingly good music, too.
Yeah, Bear McCreary doing the music. And you get everything. Shades of like synth, 80s, and the techno cult.
There's even a little bit of Conan in like the first episode. It sounds very Conan-y.
It's pretty rad, man. And yeah, you get to see a wide swath of characters like Scareglow, who's never been in the fucking shows. Was he in 2006? I don't think so,
no.
I don't remember. But the point is, he definitely wasn't in the OG one.
Yeah. There's weird odes to things.
Moss Man is basically Swamp Thing, which is pretty rad.
Yeah.
You get to see Pre-Eternia, which here it's kind of presented as a Valhalla, a heaven-like thing. I saw somebody go, oh, so basically they're Christianizing the mythology. Guys, you do realize that Christian mythology and the mythology of most major religions kind of have a lot in common. They say, so we're kind of going to heaven and hell, basically, in the show, because that's an easy way to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, not everything's an attack on you. Fuck. Anyway, the point is, we get to see Preternia, which is where champions go. And so we get to see cool shit like fucking Vicor, who's basically Conan guy.
Yeah, basically.
Hero. Wondar is there. The fan service abounds. Lots of cool fucking shit to nosh on if you know anything about the mythos. And look, guys, you know, they've always played it loosey-goosey with this mythos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the card backs told their own story. The I'm sorry, the previous animations told their own story versions of it. The books, the little booklets, even among themselves told different fucking things.
Remember when Skeletor was just like part of an alien race? Remember
that all looked like Skeletor?
Yeah, there's just many Skeletors, guys.
The comic books, this is just another fucking rendition. And you can, with very little tweaking, fit it into whatever fucking mythology you want. It's not uncommon for that to happen. This is not some fucking colossal strike at your head cannon. You've got to be mentally deficient, aka flat out retarded, to not be able to fit this into any form of your ideal headcanon. At that point, you're just being stubborn and lame. Really, man. Like, anyway, whatever. The fucking show kicks ass. I give it a solid. Part one. You know, I'll give it a solid little niner, guy. Really fun, man. You know me, I'm not a animation constant.
No, you're a hater.
You know? So, what do you give it, guy?
I'll give it a 9.5. Despite you sucking it off to me, I was kind of still a little iffy. But it was pretty damn rad. I'm not gonna lie. Just give it a chance. Like, what the flip, man?
I have nothing to lose. Man, there's people like, oh, I canceled my Netflix subscription.
Bullshit.
Okay. Well, first of all, yeah, you didn't. And if you did, really?
Corny. Yeah.
I mean, granted, Netflix be sucking nut, but really, that's your form of okay, whatever. Like, come on, guy. Please have done it after you watched it at the very least.
Yeah.
With an open mind, not with I've decided to shit on everything. I've watched all kinds of garbage. Some might say I watched too much garbage. All because I want to give everything a fair fucking shake. You know? And I'll call garbage out when I call it. This is not garbage. But anyway, whatever. This is our rant / really short time reviewing it. But really just going like, come on, what is this?
It was a cameo.
About Master Universe Revelations.
Yeah.
Check it out, man, before you... Just don't...
Your penis is gonna be fine, guy.
Don't bandwagon, man.
No one's penises are gonna fall off. You're gonna live.
No one's fucking... Maybe people want to rip off your penis after hearing some of the inanities.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely you're not by watching this. But anyway, that's it. We're out.